Hey everyone, we're going to start in just 2 minutes. If the local six cruising poets could come to the table and everyone get your space, we're going to start in 2 minutes. Thanks everyone.
Static and confused. 'Cause asteroids never fail when they try. Asteroids never fail. Asteroids never fail. Asteroids never fail when they try. Asteroids never fail. Asteroids never fail. Asteroids never ever 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 fail. It's time to get the hell out of here.
Cool. That was a great song. Who is that by? Who is that? That was great. Let's start up. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Versefest. It was a great event earlier. My name is Glenn Nuatio. I am part of QU'ART, Ottawa Queer Arts Collective, and it's great to be able to be here collaborating with Versefest once again on this this really great event of now we have 5 poets that will be sharing their work with us tonight. I just wanted to say a couple of quick thank yous as well. We're asked to thank the League of Canadian Poets and the Canada Council. I'd like to do a special shout out to our dear friends at Riverbed Reading Series as well. Special thanks to Rob McLennan, to Francis, Allison, Jeffrey, all the board, all the volunteers at Versefest. Up in the booth, the tech crew, Troy and Bennett are here tonight. Thank you so much. I know that festivals are no small feat, and yeah, there are so many different logistics to them, and it's great to see such a great crowd here tonight for poetry on a Wednesday. It's Versefest, and Ottawa's been such a poet. This is my 20th year living in Ottawa, and I just really appreciate how much of a poetry town it has always been. So QU'ART, we do different programming with different organizations, and we try to find little things to do and little collaborations. And one of the first things we did with Versefest, I think, was back in 2023 with John Barton, the sonnets of John Barton from Lost. And we did a music project called For the Victims, where I was able to give some of the sonnets to different songwriters and to some instrumental ensembles, and they were able to turn that into some music and songs, and it was really great. And then this past year, I helped start a festival called QU'ART that happens in November here. It's a queer film and arts festival. If anyone wants to collaborate, let me know on November. I'm a little slow on the planning this year. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to take a break, so collaborations make it all excellent. So hit me up for some shared programming ideas. But one thing that Versefest was really great with is that they helped sponsor and co-present Michael V. Smith, who came here with Soundtrack, his poetry and karaoke tour across Canada. And I was very fortunate to go to Michael V. Smith's Pony Cabaret 10th anniversary this past year and perform as a songwriter. And I found this great shirt. I don't know if you can see this. It says Poem Slut. And yeah, it's great. It's you can get them on the shop at Broke Press, in their shop online. Yeah. And yeah, but, and it's just like the perfect night for this. Anyway. So when we were asked to collaborate, I suggested this idea that I quickly called quick cruising. Instead of having one poet to go along with Emma McKenna and Misha Solomon, why don't we see if we can fit a few of them in? So we did a call, and we got some great responses, and we were able to select 3 poets, and I'm glad they're here. And each of them will read for 3 minutes, and then we'll take just a couple minutes, and then we'll introduce our featured poets. So I'm going to introduce the first poet. So great to be here. I am so pleased with how many people are here. And also I watched it online last night, and the live stream was really great, actually. It's like, yeah, it was a great night of poetry, but it's also, yeah, it looked really great on the screen anyhow. So hello to any of those at home or on a bus or wherever you are looking at a screen right now. So our first poet tonight is Aline B. Yeah. Aline B., she, her, is a poet, painter, sculptor, and trans femme sapphic disaster. Her past lives were lived in Finland and Aotearoa, New Zealand, and she now makes her home in so-called Ottawa. Her work articulates trans joy, lust, fear, glory, and grief. She keeps burning her tongue, trying to taste the world. Please welcome our first poet, Aline B. Thank you.
Hey, folks. All right, 2 poems, 3 minutes. Let's go. This first poem is titled Oversharpened Picnic Album. You're having a fine day, but you click anyway and bang. something in your broad sunlit curve of muscle, or the they-he fluster of a menopausal clerk, or the startle in the eyes of a tween slaps the self-belief out of your hands like a drugstore toy you're not allowed to buy. Just like that, I'm gone. I'm a fridge painting of a girl. I'm not enough artist, enough poet, enough woman for this. Scrabbling for purchase, lip sliding, spiraling, settling into my warm wallow of executive dysfunction, like a sow bedding down in her own shit. Lady in waiting here for a gold star from the straits, waiting here for a coast to be clear, just waiting here for the next kind or thirsty soul to peer into my pen and be struck dead by beauty, moved to tell me, unbidden, what a good girl I'm making in here. Thank you. Last poem for tonight is called Understudy. And maybe I can't come tonight, or any night but that cock, lurid pink cock, and you blooming beneath her like a hidden carnation. It's rightness, it's the joy, it's the knowing, as I grind deliciously down onto you that this, yes, this is what I had been meant for that night. Upon our 20-something bed that night, you rode me that night, breasts supple, small like mine, bobbing in the pale light. That night, I called myself a piece of meat, a grief I didn't have the name for, twisting the blade he made of my girlhood up into you. How was he to know? Little boy, learning his lines so hard, how are we to know how miscast we had been?
Thank you, Ellen. That was great. Thank you, Ellen. Our next poet is Vern Navarra Martin Ivy. Vern Navarra Martin Ivy is an experimental multidisciplinary artist whose work explores themes of the body, disability, queerness, religion, home, and human connection, approaching these subjects with both tenderness and honesty. Please welcome Vern Navarra Martin Ivy, everyone.
Hello. This poem is, I'm just gonna, there we go. This poem is called Things That Stay. I enjoy being inside much less than I used to, which surprises me. The ceiling used to feel like a soft lung encasing me when I was enclosed. Now it folds in too tight, and the fresh air is what relieves me. I stay out all day, and once walk past the cactus blooming in the dirt, so dry it sounds like a threat when you step near it. And the deer, they don't run, they watch me, like they know what I've buried. This prairie wind has teeth, but it reminds me that air moves even through the stuck things. I talk to the outside now, the air, the sun, the grass even, especially the bent pieces. They know something about trying. The light here does soften grief, but it lays next to it, gives it room. I'm trying to start saying thank you instead of apologizing to the people who've stayed through the drought and to the version of me that loved when they could, even when the riverbed cracked open. Anna showed me something a week ago, and one part has really stuck with me. Someone said, "You can't make the wound grow smaller, but you can grow to make it a smaller wound." I think I believe them both now. The sky is so wide here, you could set all your sadnesses down in it, still have room for the sun. And even the pain, when I carry it long enough, close enough, and allow myself to breathe, kind of starts to feel a little bit smaller. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And that was only a minute and a half. You could come up and do the whole thing again if you wanted. Technically. Okay, so thanks. Let me just bring these notes. Here we go. Our final of the 3 QU'ART Quick Cruising Opening Local Poets set. First annual for somewhere. First for now, who knows? Is Elaine Maralise. Elaine Maralise cut her teeth in live competitions, slam champion, the Lanark Live Poet Society 2013, and developed weird calluses stapling her own chapbooks, including Fingernail Moon 2016, Unraveling 2019, and the All New Filaments in 2023. Born and raised in Carleton Place, Ontario, Maralise is a member of Beausoleil First Nations in Gig-Dodem or Otter Clan, which I learned this evening. So, sorry, Maralise is a member of the Beausoleil First Nation in Gig-Dodem and lives in Ottawa. Please join me in welcoming Elaine Maralise, please.
Does this one work?
Is this on? Yeah, okay.
Okay. If I drop this, just be really cool. No, oh no, I fucked it already. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, and I'm not on the right page either. Son of a businessman. I was around little kids earlier today, so I asked them, I was trying to explain something to them, and I asked, have you ever seen a dog whistle? And they said no, and I said, that's because they don't know how. This is called mitigation. What am I so afraid of? Nothing, really. But there are some things I can tell you about, purely from a risk management perspective, that honestly stop me anytime. Might absolutely wreck your shit on the sidewalk outside when you are trying so hard to look cool on the internet, or to fit yourself into the costume that goes with the life you've designed to pair well with somebody. Anyway, what are you gonna do? Go to a movie? You run the risk of finding someone who will bark at your roaring ego incessantly enough to trigger one of those cinematic beam of energy back and forth battle scenes where the script wants you to believe it's all sophisticated magic and hard-won skills from every checkpoint on the hero's journey, each from a different mission, trials and tribulations all the way on up the mountain. But the audience knows it's an LED fist fight. And that's okay. I think that's good, actually. For my money, you can't see enough of that kind of thing. I love a battle of wills because deep down, I know I'm a winner, which causes complications for the rest of me, which does not agree. This is all to say, you run the risk of winning. You run the risk of not covering your eyes fast enough when something horrible is on the screen. Or worse still, the risk of failing to look snidely away when it's something so earnest you want to cringe through yourself, your limbs subsuming each other like you're a human Venn diagram, like what every part of your body has in common with itself is that it doesn't want to be there either. When the dog in the movie is embarrassed and you need another word for what you are, need one more degree. You're avoiding eye contact with it, when you need one more degree of separation, because they said you needed thicker skin, so you listened, and now sincerity just sits on the surface of it and won't absorb, and you invent whole new schools of media criticism just to explain the fact that it clogs your pores, that it never sinks in. And this is somebody's fault, but it sure ain't yours, not that you would ever take it personally. There's an on-screen kiss, and it's douleur exquise in a looping gif, and somewhere the girl pushing concept creep to maximum velocity as they tag it with hyperbole, invoking the kind of thing you needed to cover your eyes for in the first place, because the places where we overlap with each other are the most tender. It's a stick figure bleeding, it's agony, it's where it hurts the most, it's a spelled out scream, mostly None of this makes any sense to me, but man, sometimes I understand how between from perdition and is this loss, sometimes the goddamn wires get crossed. That's an intersection. And sometimes we're too tough to take what we need, and we turn away, staring into the camera when there isn't one, talking to no one when somebody's there, waiting to hear from the narrator, wondering if it will always feel like a trauma core JPEG or something else you could never explain to your mother. This is called A Handful for Alyssa Greenhill. You could call it a sequel to the other one, the one that explains why I haven't dated in 9 years. Anyway, all of my embarrassments feel like concessions, not like territories I'm giving up to you, like ground I'm losing, but like conciliatory gestures, like little prizes I can give you, like a huge sugary snack and a big drink to match that you can get from the stand by the ring to ease the sting of a big fight when your guy's losing. I can see a little imperfection. Throw it to you like a bone, like a little joke, like the smug kiss I get to give you, like the smug kiss you get to give me when I roll away and yell, fuck off, my scowl, a big smile for any bitch who knows how to read. And you do. And so it pains me how it doesn't. It kills me how it won't. When I take one of the facts, I'm always breaking on my own back inside my own head, just to be sure I'm ready for it if someone else comes along and does it, because I'm sure they will again. It stands to reason. Look at all my years of evidence, but I put in your hand, and it's just something that proves I'm an idiot too. Did you know that raccoons like to dip their food in water before they eat it? Well, there's this video. He has this handful of cotton candy, and oh, you've seen it. So that's me when I bring you my shame, small and soft and surprised at my own, empty hands.
Thank you, Elaine. Okay, we're going to just take a quick 5-minute break before the featured poets start. Just they're in their trailers and stuff. Now they're in the audience listening to the poets. But we're just going to take a quick 5 minutes if you need a quick pee or a drink, and we'll be right back. Thanks.
Half a Tuesday gently used, selling it real cheap. It started fine, but now I'm done. It's not the day for me. If we could trade, I would prefer a day that I can have with her. Or even just 1 minute would be sweet. Orange Pico, yellow Afghan, the Sandy Chesterfield in her front room. Wartime stories, card game, banter. Give me apple pie and one more afternoon. Give me apple pie and one more afternoon.
Oh, I worked in the field all day. I didn't stop once, not even to complain. Yeah, I was next to you let's take a break. Take a break. Take a break. You know, I never worked so hard in my life. Never felt so tired, felt so right. No, I never worked so hard in my life. Never felt so tired, felt so alive. If you want to take a break, let's take a break. If you want to keep going, we'll keep going straight. If you want to take a break, let's take a break. Take a break, yeah. Take a break. Well, I could do this till kingdom come. Working all day next to my home. Yeah, I could do this till kingdom come. But we only had to do it till the work is done. If you want to take a break, let's take a break. If you want to keep going, we'll keep going straight. If you want to take a break, let's take a break. Take a break, yeah. If you want to take a break, let's take a break. If you want to keep going, we'll keep going straight. If you want to take a break, let's take a break. Take a break, yeah. Take a break, yeah. Take a break. Beneath its snowy mantle, cold and clean, the unborn grass lies waiting for its coat to turn to green. The snowbird sings the song he always sings, and it speaks to me of flowers that will bloom again in spring. So spread your tiny wings and fly away. Take the snow back with you wherever it came from on that day. The one I love forever is untrue. If I could, you know that I would fly away with you. When I was young, my heart was young then too. Anything that it would tell me, that's the thing that I would do. But now I feel such emptiness within, for the thing that I want most in life's the thing that I can't win. So spread your tiny wings and fly away. Take the snow back with you where it came from on that day. The one I love forever is untrue. If I could, you know that I would fly away with you. but you'll only break my heart again should I decide to stay. So little snowbird, take me with you when you go to the land of gentle breezes where the peaceful waters flow. Spread your tiny wings and fly away. Take the snow back with you where it came from on that day. The one I love forever is untrue. If I could, you know that I would fly away with you. Oh, if I could, you know that I would fly away with you. Days are over. Unpack the blankets, light up a fire. Bring me marshmallow daydreams. We'll feast together.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around during the break, and it's well worth it. Fun fact, as we started the first set, and I mentioned I like the song. Turns out it's from Troy's band. Troy's up. So yeah, it's called the Escape Society or the Escape Syndicate. What's the name of your band? The Escape Society. Yeah. All right. Thanks. And also, Bennett in the booth, funny enough, wrote a very great interview with our first reader, with Emma McKenna. And is it called Periodicities? Yes. I've only, you know when you only read something and you never say it out loud, except for the first time when you say it in public? That was then. So let's introduce the first poet and featured reader of the evening. Thanks. With her, it says forthcoming book, and you can pre-order it, but there are copies of it. It is, all right. It is at the merch table. Yes. In fact, someone remind me, I use these as props, so someone remind me to pay for these later. Oh. Okay. I just go by what I read by the publisher. So, and let me tell you about Emma McKenna, if you don't know her. This is her second book of poetry. Emma McKenna is a feminist bi-disabled writer born in Duncan, British Columbia, with a childhood spent in Alberta. She has since made her home in Southern Ontario. She's the author of 2 poetry collections, Gold Star from Book Hug Press, and also Chenille or Silk from Caitlin Press, which was in 2019. Her poetry examines trauma class through a lens of disabled sick femme embodiment. I through a lens of disabled sick femme embodiment. I made a point of not reading any of the poems I listened to the interviews, I heard readings, but I didn't want advanced copies. I just kind of wanted to sit and take them in for the first time. So here's some advanced praise for you. So Amanda Murpah, who's the author of Most of All the Wanting, describes as soaked with grief and rage, outstretched towards softness and joy. Poems are rituals of healing that tend to the aches of becoming and belonging. Adele Barclay, author of Renaissance Normcore, cool name, Renaissance Normcore, says, in Gold Star, Emma McKenna forges a masterful punk, queer femme poetics. And also, Tia Gerbeza, who's the author of How I Bend into More, says, when society with its historical either way and present violence toward queer disabled people wants us to disappear, McKenna's incisive poems refuse. Gold Star is a heart song of coming back to a body that never stops holding us. Please welcome to Versefest, Emma McKenna, everyone.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here. Thank you, Glenn, for the very warm introduction. Thank you so much to Rob McLennan for organizing Versefest. This is such a labor of love, and I'm so excited to be here and see so many people here that love poetry. This means the world to me. This is the first time I'll be reading from my book, so I'm very excited to be holding it and to have you guys hold me in the room as I'm doing it. Some other thank yous to Club Saw for having us, and to all the volunteers here tonight who make this festival possible. And finally, to all of you for bearing witness to our poems. Thank you for being here. A very special thank you to the editor of this collection, Sandra Ridley, who is in the room. Yes, Ottawa poet in her own right. Wow, Sandra was such a phenomenal editor. I'm so grateful to have been able to work with her on this book. She really helped me transform it and take it to the place that it is today. And so it's not every day you get to work with someone that you truly connect with and admire. So thank you, Sandra. I really appreciate it. And thank you to my husband for driving me here today. It was 7 hours. And he did it the whole time so I could have my access needs of being on a pillow and spaced out and being anxious. So, yay. This poem is called Lights Out. Lights out. My sister has been dreaming. Giant tiger, cashing out, bargain bins, orange labels, staff discounts. My friend has been mothering, fabric books, wooden toys, safety checks, feeding charts, blended purees. My husband has been working, back out, caregiver, bike route, brew house, homemaker. In the middle of them, I cry out. In the middle of the baby and the child, I practiced quiet. Ache for the field behind townhouses, loose sneakers, an echo across dewy grass. Choke, chew, stash, spit, halo of the nightlight when the night was lit before lights out. Touch, mushroom cut, nubby blanket, kick the beams. My sister has been talking. I whisper back. Also, my sister is here. She is the coolest person in the world, my best friend, and she flew in today with her partner from Halifax. So, special applause to Sarah. Sinking. Some of us made it through the gaps between the houses, crossed over cluttered trash collected, shoes stepping lightly, treasures still unsorted. Some of us made it through smashed dinner plates, sunk under cheap, cracked ceramic, spine sliding down the wall, casserole trail. Some of us made it through the secretive click to dial tone, sucked the receiver of the clunky phone, cord wrapped around fingers, tips turning blue. Some of us made it through the pitch of the dark basement, brushed sleepily against the bead curtain, crawled to the laundry sink to piss carefully. Thanks. Hot girl summer. For every poem you read about Europe, I will write one more about dipped cones. Overhead, radio played, nagging hits. Oblivious, I swept, mopped, milked cake uniform, milk cake decorator, like, have you ever even tasted art in gel form? Heat seeped electric from infrared lamps, machines damp with trying to keep cool. Drive-through window, grasped change, spat back jokes the kind only she would understand, kind only she would understand. Stuck up dyke bitch, two guys dragged my body across the parking lot. I can still swirl, soft serve. Tip face to ambivalent moon, grimy nails dug in. Miraculous. I began to use the summers for sex. Wrung dry in sunrooms, tongues collided, miraculous. Chain link fences scaled for water, curls dripped in chlorine, toes scraped concrete. I scoured every crowd for cowards, pushed myself up against the bravest bodies, slapped, pinched, bruised for rapture. In alleys, doorways stall any rigid surface. I unlatched my wanting for recovery, milked clean by morning, fluid, soothed, hollow. Thank you. Just a couple more. This poem is called Under Brandenburg Gate. That's like a famous war memorial in Germany, for those who know about history. Not me. On her mother's lawn chair in Dublin, I told them, I am done. As since I arrived, the sweet suckle revealed a sickle bent forward to reap forgiveness from the wound. Within days, I was again wrapped around both of their forms, partly because I want to, but also I was broke, literally trapped in monosyllabic German phrases. It is true, like she says, that I came for her first, with the ferocity of an angel in a Bible story ripping off her wings. She had this wicked skill of narrative. But somewhere in the doorway of femme on femme, I slipped into a body I could not unhook from, teeth I longed to part with my foreign tongue. That kind of abuse-sick attraction is epigenetic, the ruined fucking to unwarp the shards left in our heads, measuring the length from futon to exit. And we did escape. Before 3 a.m., we crept through the stairwell, lay under a bush in a park. She used the key for her old apartment, where we waited for daybreak. This will be my last poem. Thank you so much, Eddie. And I'm so excited to see Misha Solomon up next. He's come all the way from Montreal, so very excited for that. And I'll leave you with one more poem. And if you want to get the book at the back, Conyer Clayton is selling them, and that would be awesome. Thank you so much. Paranoia sweepstakes. You know what beauty does. Turn our heads. Across that border, death threats are uttered, while everyone here whispers, Mother Earth. When no longer spurred on toward horror, it's easy enough to notice an alternative, to spin around and imagine it belongs to you. It belongs to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Emma. That was great to listen to those from back there. That was great to be here for the first time you read the poem. It feels very auspicious or something. Anyway, is that the right word? Maybe. Who knows? It's funny to meet people that in person when you haven't, you've only been helping to publicize or seeing things online or being on Instagram all the time. So it's been really great to meet Emma and Misha as people tonight. Here we are as people. But yeah, also I just want to, like, thinking of that, I want to make a special thanks to Allison Armstrong, who is the festival manager this year. And yeah, and who has been doing a lot of the social media and is just holding it down. And yeah, the festival's been looking, so I don't know how it is inside right now for you, but thank you for everything you're doing. Thanks. So that brings us to our second featured poet for the evening, and that is Misha Solomon, here from Montreal with their book, My Great-Grandfather Danced Ballet. Misha Solomon is a homosexual poet, and I feel like I should say that like, Misha Solomon is a homosexual poet. Misha Solomon is a homosexual poet. His work has twice appeared in Best Canadian Poetry and in journals across Canada. He is a student in Concordia's interdisciplinary PhD program. This debut full-length collection, My Great-Grandfather Danced Ballet, came out just 2 days ago. 2 days ago? March 17th? No, it was last week. But the launch was in Montreal just last night, which was great. So thanks for coming to, hitting the road right after your hometown party and, with the book. I appreciate that. And also, Misha's third chapbook, Misha Solomon's Biodome, a Bestiary, after Stephanie Bolster, follows with Above Ground Press of all presses. How cool. Both of the chapbook and also the book are available for purchase and signing after the reading. Again, I haven't read any of these poems myself yet. Just heard them being read and heard them being talked about. But Lisa Richter, the author of Sublunary, says that the conversational meets the confessional. Misha Solomon's My Great-Grandfather Danced Ballet, a formally daring, stunningly tender, and frequently hilarious exploration of queerness, Jewishness, domestic intimacy, and ancestral lineage. Ben LeDusseur, who's the author of I Remember Lights, I've never heard of him. Sorry, Ben LeDusseur from Ottawa, for those who, everyone knows who Ben LeDusseur is in this room, right? Okay, good. That could have gone so wrong. Anyway, Ben LeDusseur calls it a hilarious and harrowing collection the whole way through. And Dinez, the author of Bluff Poems, talks about the rhythm and wit across an array of forms where you can feel Misha Solomon having great fun as a poet. Armed with a fresh voice full of play, wonder, profanity, and lush story, My Great-Grandfather Danced Ballet is a stunning debut from your new favorite poet. So please welcome your new favorite poet, Misha Solomon, everyone.
Hi. I don't know which microphone to choose. How fun. Okay. Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo, do you love me? Do you love me? Yoo-hoo, do you love me? Do you love what I'm wearing? Yoo-hoo, you in the tank top, you in the tank top and the lavender hair, you sitting on the same cafe patio reading the novel top, you in the tank top and the lavender hair, you sitting on the same cafe patio reading the novel I finished reading yesterday. Do you want to talk about the novel? Do you want Yoo-hoo? Do you want to hear what I thought about the novel? Yoo-hoo, if you look my way, maybe I'll say, Yoo-hoo, I just read that novel and I thought it was transformative / underwhelming / derivative / groundbreaking. Yoo-hoo, do you see me? Do you see me over here? I wore this tomato red shirt so you could see me. Yoo-hoo, you with the well-dressed baby. You look like you know nice shirts. Yoo-hoo, do you want to tell me you like my shirt? Over there, you over there. Yoo-hoo, do you want to ask me what I'm working on? I just bought this new notebook to write one poem per day, but yoo-hoo, I've only written the date and my name, and now I'm staring thoughtfully past you, hoping you'll think I'm actually staring at you, and you could say, yoo-hoo, or why are you staring at me? And I'd say, how embarrassing. Yoo-hoo, I'm actually staring past you thoughtfully, thinking thoughts. By the way, do you have the time? I didn't bring my phone, I'm trying to be more present. Yoo-hoo, do you have the time? Yoo-hoo, want to know why I need the time? I don't look like someone who needs to yoo-hoo for the time. Isn't that intriguing? Yoo-hoo, do you want to know? Yoo-hoo, do you want? I want yoo-hoo. I want so much yoo-hoo. You with the sexy calves, do you want me? Yoo-hoo, you can't have me, but I want a little yoo-hoo. I'd love a little yoo-hoo. Thank you. So that poem is indeed in my new collection, My Great Grandfather Danced Ballet, which is my full-length debut. I am so happy to be here. Yes, I launched in Montreal yesterday and took the train today, and boy, are my arms tired. That doesn't work. I thank you so much to Rob McLennan for inviting me here and for the whole Versefest team. Rob published my first ever published poems in a chapbook called Florals in 2020. And I'm so excited to have a new chapbook out with Rob, which, yes, is not officially out yet, but is for sale. Thank you, Rob. Bye, Rob. I'll see you on May 4th. I love you too. Thank you, Rob. Love Rob. Rob is hosting. Anyway, I'll be back in Ottawa on May 4th. Don't tell anyone. Tell everyone. Yes, and thank you to Emma, who we met on Zoom a few weeks ago, and it was lovely to hear Emma read, and I'm so excited to be sharing this billing with Emma. Thank you to Glenn, to our quick cruisers who all read beautifully, and I'm gonna keep going. So last night at my launch, I read a lot of the sort of historical fabulation poems. This book is this book is a daring, erotic, and humorous. This book is really based on just this idea that my great-grandfather danced ballet in Romania. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. It's something my great-aunt told me once. He died when she was 16, and she told me that he danced ballet, and I was like, gay. And so I made up this whole sort of story about my great-grandfather being gay, and that's what this book is, interspersed with poems about my life. And so I'm not going to do some sort of the historical poems, which need some more context, but you'll hear some sort of through lines in the non-historical poems here. So this is Dog Star. In French, a heat wave is a canicule, same origin as our dog days. Something about Sirius, the brightest star sky. To talk about the stars rising is to talk of the cynic cycle. To talk about a facial tic resembling a snarl is to talk of a cynic spasm. To doubt the relevance of all this to your own life is to be cynical, in a sense. This was, in a sense, the punchline, in the sense a poem has a punchline, or this poem has a punchline. Smoke is a solid, in the same way, in a sense, that a tomato is a fruit. Knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not trying to grab a handful of smoke. A fun game for a gnat would be to catch smoke in a tiny net. When you were a child, did you catch butterflies? Did you stare up at the stars? Did you know your dreams would float away, neither solid nor liquid nor gas? Did you know your dreams were for naught? Once, after drunkenly buying fries at Pommes Frites in the West Village, my friend and I huddled under the balcony of some older 20-somethings who ashed their cigarettes on us. As my friends protested, I yelled up, "Have fun realizing your dreams are for naught." This was the wisest I have ever been. They probably didn't hear me, and back then I hadn't even read up on the Dog Star. When you were a child, did you have dreams? Thank you. This is sponsored post or grief. Guillaume brings me one Quaker Crispy Minis white cheddar flavor large brown rice cake on an IKEA Dinera light pink side plate 8 inches. Thank you, merci Guillaume, my fiancé, I say. Earlier, my fiance Guillaume and I were working a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle by Fitz, stylized as lowercase Fitz in cursive font. All of Fitz's small batch puzzles feature unique art from artists around the world. This puzzle, the one the love of my life Guillaume and I have halfway completed, is called Tiger Queen, and the illustration was done by Lei Hoon Ho from Vancouver, Canada. The puzzle comes in a light pink box. It is the same shade of pink, often called millennial pink, as the IKEA Dinera side plate 8 inches off Vicar Crispy Mini's white cheddar flavor large brown rice cake. It is the same shade of pink as the upper layer of the Hay pillar kit designed by Lex Pott that my amazing partner Guillaume bought me for my 30th birthday. My uncut lover Guillaume and I are raising our lack of children in an interfaith household, and so earlier we attempted to dislodge the hardened wax from the candle cups of our Via Maris Trace Hanukkah, currently out of stock, in a color they call clay, which is in fact a crepuscular shade of millennial pink. We also have an indoor non-denominational wreath, which was expensive, but not at all pink. I am so lucky to have such a devoted same-gender life partner and to be surrounded by the color that has come to define my very generation. For instance, my IKEA Dinera side plate 8 inches is not alone. It came alongside 6 plates 10 inches, 5 other side plates 8 inches, and 6 bowls 6 inches, large enough for a dinner portion for my lithe and increasingly toned fiancé Guillaume, but a bit small for me. When I showed my best friend Lexa, with whom I attended Columbia University in the city of New York, and alongside whom I graduated summa cum laude, a photo of the puzzle, she said, "Of course you have a trendy puzzle that matches your home decor." I am so lucky to have such friends and such a reputation. Still, I often wonder about my foreskin. It too would have been millennial pink, and I believe, had it not been taken from me, that my life may have been even more complete. "19 untouched. You're too smart to be a virgin, but that's just another story, an easy fix. Dorm walls are thin, and would a virgin ask the hottest guy on the 13th floor to come on his face, and afterwards meet up with friends at the Seinfeld diner and stage whisper that he needed to wash his hands because they smelled like ass? Your favorite security guard is working at the entrance to your dorm, and you want to tell her that there's white semen on your neck, but really you want to tell her that you've finally been touched, but really you want to tell your mother that you've finally been touched, but your mother is asleep in a different country, and in 8th grade, when you knew all the answers in sex ed, the other boys thought it was cooler that you learned everything from porn, not caring open conversation. At 19, you thought it had gotten to be too late, so you traded in your innocence, and really you were 20, but even now you're telling stories. Here's a story it's far too late to tell. 2 boys take each other gently by the hand. One of them looks just like you. Thank you. My uncut lover, Guillaume, and I just celebrated our 10th anniversary a few months back. Yes, please clap. This is a poem from a few years before that. It's called The 7-Year Itch. You should know, my love, that when I jerk off to r/face and cock on the toilet at night, there are no faces within I'd rather kiss than yours. No one told me getting everything I ever wanted would never be enough. No one told me that once I got a boyfriend, I'd have to be in a relationship. What's the fag translation of Borat's "my wife"? How can we queer to the moon, Alice? This is my life. I run my tongue along the same stranger's skin until I taste something like understanding. I love you, I love you, I love you, but sometimes, in the middle of the night, I wish I didn't know your name. You should know, my love, that I've always been faithful. I haven't even flirted, and not just because growing up in the age of internet dating means that I don't know how to. I'm almost as old as you were when we met, when you told me you couldn't tell me that we'd be together in a week, a month, a year. I'm almost as old as my father was when I was born. But that's neither here nor there, is it? Is it funny? When I respond, we just keep trying to the question of if and when. Is it funny that that oftentimes I would like another being in the home, but that sometimes I want it to be a baby we'd raise, and sometimes I want it to be an adult you'd watch me fuck? You know, my love, that I love you more and more each day, but that I like you depending on the moon, how much you complain about work, whether you let me near you when you're unwashed. Let's keep doing this. I'll cook and you'll clean and we'll only fight about the dog. You'll take too long to match your socks to your shirt, and I'll give you a hard time for not understanding when I do and don't like coconut. We've never shaken hands, isn't that odd? Maybe that's the problem. Let's start again. It's nice to meet you. Would you like to die together? So I think I'll read just two more poems. This is a poem that sort of explains the collection as much as a poem can do that. Rob was kind enough to publish it on, I've almost never said this out loud, periodicities in the lead up to the release. This is The Male Dancer. Billy Elliot was the first movie to make me cry from an emotion other than fear, but that was because, if I recall correctly, of dead mother content and not ballet content. I saw it in theaters. I would have been 9 or 10. On Modern Family, the straight actor who plays Cam, the flamboyant gay husband, does quite an amusing impression of Billy Elliot in a bad northern accent. I just want to dance at the ballet. That later became somewhat of a meme. The character of Billy is straight, and the actor who plays him is straight too. But when men dance ballet, they're seen as gay, hence the film's central tension, other than the miners' strike. I learned the term scab from Billy Elliot. That I remember very clearly. I do think I always wanted to dance at the ballet. The memory of the desire is vague, foggy. Once, I asked my friend Erin to confirm that she was there when I told the assistant principal of our high school that someone had smashed fag into my locker. She remembered. The scene felt like something I had seen in a movie, so I was worried I had made it up. I have recurrent pain in my feet. I went to see a podiatrist, Dr. Bluma Gurzon. She took x-rays, and I was flattered when she told me I should have been a ballet dancer because of my very high arches, which also put added pressure on my heels and the balls of my feet when I wear thin-soled shoes. I went to a few ballet classes with Rosalie, my fiance's cousin. They were actually ballet bar workout classes. I think one of the teachers told me I was a natural, but I could really just be making that up. Anyway, I found the bar elements a bit too strenuous. I find male ballet dancers to be attractive generally, by which I mean I like the body type imposed upon them by the rigors of the form and also by the troubling aesthetic expectations and codes. But there's something deeply unerotic about seeing them on stage, possibly because of the false modesty of their dance belts. When my great aunt told me that her father danced ballet before fleeing Romania, I made some immediate assumptions about him, assumptions that were somewhat bolstered by other knowledge I had, like that he was less successful in business than some of his peers. Cynthia, whom I call Yaya, probably said that she thought her father danced ballet before leaving Romania. In CJAP, we had to write and perform a short two-person play. I insisted that Tiffany and I wear matching black tights, which I bought using our mutual friend Lauren. We discounted American Apparel, even though tights were remotely essential to our characters. My parents put me on a soccer team when I was a child, then took me off it when I did nothing but wander around the field, snapping my fingers. They put me in karate, chess, piano. They never forced me to continue any of the activities I didn't like, which all of them. But they never put me in ballet. I never asked. My legs look good in tights. My mother always says I have better legs than either she or my father has. Maybe they're my great-grandfather's legs. Maybe, just like me, he never even danced. So I've only read in Ottawa once before, a few years back at Manx, my first time being in Best Canadian Poetry, and I was very sad to have missed the Montreal launch, and any delay, he very kindly invited me to the Ottawa launch instead, and I read this poem, which I'm going to read again here, which was in Best Canadian Poetry that year, and it will be the last poem I read. And this is, I'm a hole, I'm a pole, my great-grandmother was a pole. My eyes are holes, my pores are holes, my asshole is a hole. My arms are poles, my toes are poles, my nose is a pole with 2 holes. My great-grandmother left Poland in 19-something. My great-grandmother was 3 years old. My great-grandmother always said she was born in Warsaw, but we know that was a lie. It was some shtetl. My mouth is a hole. My ears are holes. I'd die if you added another big enough hole. My fingers are poles. My legs are poles. Yes, fine, my cock is a pole with 1 hole. My great-grandmother owned a dress shop. My great-grandmother would have died in Poland. My great-grandmother died here, and I've never been to Poland. My want is a hole, my need is a hole, my therapy is a hole disguised as a pole. My nipples are poles in the cold, my love is a pole and a hole. Sometimes I can be the perfect pole. My great-grandmother had holes and poles. My great-grandmother's parents had holes and poles. I wonder if during a transatlantic escape from pogroms and the like, my great-grandmother's parents' holes were so deep there was relief to be found in seeing them inversely. That is, as poles. Thank you so much. Buy some books.
Wow, thank you, Misha, for that. I guess that's it. Okay, so QU'ART, I realized I checked the website, is one of 14 organizations that were part of the programming committee of Versefest 2026. So we're really happy part of it, but also what a great community this is. That's great. Thanks so much for Versefest. It goes until the 30th, verseottawa.ca. Thank you to the team in the booth. Thank you to the organizers. Let's do one more round of applause for Misha Solomon. Yay! For Emma McKenna. Yay! And for our 3 poets at the beginning, Alin, Vern, and Elaine. Thank you for being part of the part. All right. I'm Glenn New Audio. Thank you, everyone. Stick around. Thanks. And yes, buy books. Buy books in the back. Buy all the books.